Hello and welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. My name is Shauna. This is our Fit Essentials intermediate level class. We have our bands on, those of you that are using the blood flow bands, but we have not added air. So if you are using them, just wait. We'll add air together after our first series. We're going to be starting down on the floor. We got some side plank work today. Those of you that know, if you want, you can elevate your side planks, or when you're on the ground, you can bend your bottom knee. You can either be both knees bent or you can extend the top leg, okay? But first, let's go ahead and come to hands and knees. We're gonna do a couple of rounds of some cat-cow breathing, and then we'll move into that first side plank. So spread your hands out nice and wide, knees just underneath those hips, and then when you're ready, you're gonna breathe in, lifting up between those shoulder blades, tuck your chin in towards your chest, and then gently breathe out. Draw those shoulders back and down, looking up and forward. Wonderful. Look to add a pause at the top and bottom of each breath. See if you can breathe in the nose, hold it at the top, and then gently out the mouth. Beautiful. 2 to 3 more. Let's go one more time. Fantastic. Toes together, knees divide. Let's take it into a child stretch, and then we'll get going into our side planks. Rocking the hips back, bowing that head down, and now send your air into the lateral aspects of your rib cage. Get some good oxygen flow to start this session. One more big breath. And when you're ready, let's make your way onto your left arm. Come up and go elevated or staying down on the ground. You're going to tuck your arm in, make sure that elbow stacked just underneath the shoulders. Remember, you can have the bottom knee bent, top leg extended, or both extended. So when you're ready, 2, 1, we're going to come on up. We've got 45 seconds planned for this morning, but by all means, I don't want you to go to failure. So if you need to come out and take a rest, you can either rest the remaining time or take a pause. Very nice. Hips and shoulders in alignment. Feeling that bottom glute kind of fire. Holding strong through those obliques. Good job. I've got my arms straight up in the air. You can also rest it on your hip, whatever feels best. That's our 30-second mark. Strong work. This is our first of 2 rounds today. 5 more seconds, and then we're going to come into like a down dog in between. And there's your pause. Very good. So rolling over to hands and knees. Or Diane, if you're already elevated, you can do like a modified down dog, pushing your hands on the railing. There you go. Good. Chin to the chest. Gently pulse your heart towards your thighs. Rocking forward, rocking back. We'll get the calf stretch on the next round. So just right now, really get a nice long stretch through the back of your body. Excellent job. And then when you're ready, we'll start to come around and make your way onto your right side. We're going to start in 10 seconds for that second plank. Tuck that elbow in, stack it just underneath the hip. Remember, option the bottom knee bent. And 2, 1, here we go. Up and hold. Excellent. Sometimes we tend to sink into that downside shoulder. So lifting up, holding the shoulders and hips square. Working on all that stability strength for your midline, help support your spine. I'll let you know when we get to 30 seconds. Breathing, maybe just a gentle smile as you hold. That's our 30-second mark. 15 to go if you're going the whole way. Good job. 7 seconds. We're going to come onto our back next and do a little stretch for the low back in between rounds. 2, 1, and rest. Coming on down onto your back, and let's start with that double kneaded chest, hugging both legs in and just gently rock side to side. Very good. 2 knee twists. If you want to go deeper, arms out to the side, bring both legs to one side, turn the head and neck. Look over that other shoulder. Breathing in as you scoop the legs up and taking it to the other way. Excellent. And then back across. Wonderful. Even yourself out on both sides. We have 15 seconds, and then we'll be into our second round of the side plank work, getting back onto your left arm. So roll it on over. Come into position. I'll give you all those if you're live. A little more time. Tucking that left elbow in, stacking it just underneath the right, same side shoulder. And we'll come up together in 3, 2, 1, and here we go. Round 2. If you made it through that full 45 and you want to add a little bit more difficulty, we'll add the rotations this time. Reach your top arm under and then rotating all the way through. Good. Breathing in as you reach under that downside shoulder. Breathing out as you rotate through. Excellent. For these stationary holds, see if you can breathe in and out your nose for the breathing. Try to focus on all the nasal breathing. If it feels uncomfortable, if you're not getting enough airflow, then by all means, in and out the mouth. We're over 30 seconds in. Forgot to give you that benchmark. 5 seconds left. Wonderful. And there's our 45. Awesome. We're going to go back into down dog. And this time we'll focus more on that heel pedal, getting some good length for the calves. Spread the hands out, lift the hips, and then gently pedaling one heel down and the other. Still tucking that chin in, looking between your thighs. Great job. All right, we've got 20 seconds until we start our final set of that side plank. Should be coming onto your right side. Turning it around. As always, stacking that elbow directly into the shoulder. Don't want to go wide with it. Coming up in 3, 2, 1. Final side plank of the day. And then remember the option of those rotations. Breathing in, reaching under. Breathing out, rotating through. See if you can breathe in and out the nose or in the nose, out the mouth. Really nice. Keeping those hips nice and high as you reach under. Or holding nice and square. Fantastic. That's our 30-second mark. 15 to go. One more time if you're doing those rotations. And there's all 45. Awesome job. All right, let's come into a sumo inchworm position. So similar to our down dog position. And then we're gonna simply inchworm, slowly walking the feet towards the hands towards the feet. And then take your time coming out of that forward fold. So midline strong, head heavy. And then just imagine you're trying to open up one segment at a time through the spine. Slowly bringing the hands up your thighs. Engaging the glutes and coming all the way up to standing. Fantastic. Once you get there, go ahead and walk the feet a little bit wider. We're going to be adding air in just a moment, but let's get a little bit more mobility here for the spine. Rotating through the head and neck and letting the arms just flow at the sides. Good, and now let them start to bend and lightly tap front and back of the torso, trying to time it with your exhalation. Good. Great warm up for our spine. And then slowly go ahead and bring the arms back away, going back. Just imagine you're like a willow tree or a eucalyptus tree, just flowing in the breeze, and then gradually come to a stop. Fantastic. Quad stretch next. Either work your balance or stand near a wall. Anchor down through your left leg, lift everything up and in, and let's grab that right foot. Excellent. Ribs down, shoulders stacked right over top. We're just going to stay tall for the stretch today. And the goal is to try to, I'm a little stiff here this morning, but ideally we'd like to get that heel towards the glute, touching if you're able. Just, never want to force any stretches. Fantastic. Go ahead and let go of that foot. And then in between sides, step the feet nice and wide. We're going to open up those inner thighs. Arms reach out. And then just nice and gradual, grip your toes down and push your knee wide as you come into that side lunge. Nice. Breathing in, back to the top. Breathing out, arms reach out, eyes stay up. Trying to anchor down through that big toe, heel pushing down. Wonderful. Let's go one more time each way. See if your body wants to sink a little bit deeper. Good, Diane, try the feet a little wider. There you go. Good, Kathy, good, Sharon. One more time, bouncing out that second side. And inch those feet back in. All right, we gotta finish out that quad stretch. So anchor down towards your right leg, lift it up. And now we're gonna stretch the left. Your left, my right. Helps us to mirror each other. Fantastic. 10 more seconds. And shake it out. Fantastic. Those of you wearing the bands, go ahead and add some air. Those of you that don't have the bands, just keep yourself moving. Feel free to grab a drink, a little side step arm swing, some side stretches, maybe a little toe touch action, whatever feels good for your body. Got a pretty leg dominant workout today. We're gonna be doing our intervals where each round, we're gonna be doing 3 rounds, and each round's gonna get a little bit shorter. So we'll start out with a minute on each exercise. We're going to be doing some squatting with the option of that overhead reach. I'm going to be demoing that overhead reach every other rep. So your choice, if you want to do it every single rep, that is fine. And then we're going to be going into some lunging or some giant steps. And then we're going to end with some burpees and jump jacks. Oops, too much here. All right. So once you've got the bands in, let's warm up the wrists next for that burpee. Go ahead and rotate through the wrist. And then rotate the other way. Kind of swivel through the hips a little bit at the same time. Wonderful. All right, and then let's go ahead and warm up a few squats next. So set the feet about hip width apart, just a very slight toe out, and then you're gonna breathe in, sending the hips back, eyes up and forward, breathe out, standing all the way up. Excellent. You can imagine you're holding weights by bringing your thumbs to your shoulders. As you squat down, push your elbows up and forward. As you stand tall, squeeze the glutes and reach both arms up to overhead. So elbows up and forward, working for that depth, standing tall. And then on the second rep, now I'm going to add that overhead reach. If you are stiff in your mid back and you feel like you're overcompensating to reach overhead, you can also do a single arm. Reach one arm up, and then on the next rep, reach that opposite arm up. Okay? We're going to get started here in 20 seconds. You don't have to use weights, but I am going to use some weights on this first round. And we'll talk through those other movements once we get there. 10 seconds till we begin. Remember, we're going to be working for a full minute. So pace yourself through it. Slight toe out, either holding weights or just pretending that you have weights. And here we go. Once again, I'm going to be doing the overhead reach every other rep. Breathing in on the down, breathing out on the up. Excellent. Pushing those hips back. Squeeze those glutes as you reach either one or both hands to overhead. Very nice. Breathing in on the down, out on the up. You want to stay strongly planted through those feet. Nice, good rhythm, Kathy. Halfway through that 30 seconds, or sorry, 60 seconds. Nice, Diane, just nice and smooth. Great depth today, Sharon. Midline strong as you sit back. Fantastic. 10 seconds now. There you go. And 3, 2, 1, and take a rest. Excellent. We're moving into some lunging next. I'm going to keep holding on to my weights to add a reverse curl. And let me show you, you can also do a giant step. So you can do a big step back with the curl and a big step forward. If you're able to bring that knee all the way down, that's what we would like to see. But you know your body better than me. So we'll start here in 7 seconds. Check back in with your feet. Now we want the feet pointing directly ahead. And 2, 1, when you're ready. Stay strong with that front foot, shin vertical, knee in good alignment. Breathing in as you step back. driving through that front foot as you come up and forward. Excellent job. There you go. Good. Once again, we have a 60-second interval in this first cycle. So you can be nice and deliberate here. Making sure the body's good and warm for that full range of motion. That's our 30-second mark. Good. Turn forward. Nice. And this is the exercise, I say it a lot, but I like to pretend that I'm at the beach and I pretend that I can like feel that front foot sinking into the sand. And I say, pull myself forward. I'm trying to dig that heel down and then propel, lifting up through that hip. Good. 3, 2, 1. Transition. Clear your space. We got the jump jack with the burpee first. So you can do an elevated burpee using a bedside, a countertop, reaching up to overhead with some step jacks. Or I'm going to be showing it from the ground. Minute starts now. So we're going to come down, top of the push-up, either step or hop, and then you're going to go 2 to 3 jump jacks once you get up to standing. And we're back down for the burpee. Nice strong plank position all the way up, and either your step or jump jacks. Good. This is where you want to look to be a little bit playful with your motions. 30 seconds in, 30 seconds to go. You can also do that step jack option. Don't have to jump. Big step forward, trying to get that shin vertical. Awesome. 15 seconds left, and then we're going to take a 30-second break. Moving well. And there's our 30-second rest. Great job. Now you know how it's going to flow. When we come back to it, now we're going to be working for 45 seconds instead of 60. So you can make the choice to either hold that same tempo or to pick up the pace a little bit. See if you want to make any changes with your weights. Thruster and the squatting coming up first. 2, 1, get everyone together. And here we go. Breathing in, squatting down, breathing up, breathing out as you stand. I'm still trying to keep that in the nose and then out the mouth breathing now. Nice work. Pushing those hips back, working on that depth through your squats. Good job. Coming up on that 30-second mark. There's our 30 seconds, 15 to go. Heating up the body a little bit. Excellent. And 3, 2, 1, take a rest. We'll give a 15-second transition, and then we're into our lunges. Option of the bicep curl with your lunges. Bringing the feet back so they're closer, toes pointing forward. And when you're ready, long step back, curling as you descend the knee down, coming all the way up and forward. So maybe you can make it a little bit more fluid this round. Back and down, lightly touch that knee, standing tall at the top. Excellent. Ideally, we'd like to see that full range of motion before we add weights, but you also know your body. If you're doing those giant steps and you feel comfortable to hold some weights with the giant step, that works too. 10 seconds left. Keep breathing through it. You want every rep to look and sound the same. 2, 1, and rest. Good job. Burpees with the step or jump jack. If you're ready, you can start. Otherwise, we'll all start together. Fantastic. Here we go. You can also choose if you want to hop up to your feet. If you've been a little bit tender or you're sensitive in your lower back, I would recommend the step instead of the hop. If you're feeling strong, then that hop's going to give you a little extra challenge. Really want to focus on lifting those hips nice and high and trying to float to your feet. Excellent. Woo. There's 30 seconds. Moving well. Maybe one more time, up and down. And take your rest when you finished. Great job. We're gonna take just a little over 30 seconds. Get my number back on even. If you want to grab a drink, and then we'll begin to our final round of this series. Now we're working for 30 seconds of each. You can keep the weight. If you want a child heavier, we're going to start in 15 seconds. Thrusters first. All right, friends, set the feet, slight toe out. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. And those of you that want that bigger challenge, you could do all the reps up to overhead or the alternating overhead. Either way, focus on your depth in the squat. Good, breathing out, squeeze those glutes as you reach high. Woo! Wonderful. 10 seconds to go now. Make sure you don't bounce the bottom, staying strong. 2, 1, and there's our rest break. Excellent. 15 seconds and we're into our lunges. Make sure you have a weight that's appropriate for you to curl. Toes forward, chest tall, and here we go. Lightly touch the knee. Control of movement over speed of movement. Some of you are well experienced, nice and strong. So if you're ready for that speed, this is the round for speed. Good job. 10 seconds now. Great work. Climbing mountains is no problem when you can lunge like this and finish. All right, burpees. Clear space. As soon as you're ready, you can begin. Our 30 seconds starts now. Here we go. Engage the glutes. 2 to 3 jump jacks at the top. Well done. Woo! Nice and light on the feet. It's a good movement to be playful with it. The higher the heart rate, the more you want to try to relax the mind so the body doesn't get too tense with that higher stress. Last one. When you finish that series, go ahead and rest. Woo! Great work, everybody. Let's walk it out, grab a drink. You can either treat this next portion as your cool down stretch or just use it as our transition into the last set. Fantastic. Let's do our behind the back stretch next. Feet walking wide, ribs down, interlace the hands, squeeze the glutes as you extend those elbows, looking up, lengthen through those collarbones, and then option to really push those knees wide. More knee bend, Sharon. Push those knees wide. Bow the chest forward, let the head be heavy, look in between the legs. Breathing into your back on that next inhale. Bring it back up. Beautiful. All right, let's open up the upper body and hips the same time. Let's mirror each other. Your left foot back. I'll show you a little bit from the side. So we're going to focus on that hip hinge. Squeeze the tush of that rear leg. Open up the front of the hip flexors and then breathe in. Reach that same arm up. So left arm up. Good. If you can, bend the elbow. Reaching around, we're going to stretch the tricep. Tuck the chin in just a little bit, and then we're going to bend towards your right side. Keep flexing the glute of that left hip. Good. Unwind. Release your arms for a moment. We'll do it one more time on this side. Hip shift forward. Your left arm up with the rib cage down. Bend the elbow. Bending towards your right. And then if you can, just a gentle rotation with the chin still tucked in. looking up towards the ceiling past the left arm. Couple more breaths here. Still flexing that glute. And shake it out. Fantastic. Side step, arm swing. Beautiful. All right, and then we'll do that same thing on the other side. So anchor down your left foot forward, right foot back. We get that shift of the hips, breathing in, right arm reaches up. Excellent. Bending the elbow and taking it towards your left. Go ahead, wake up that glute on your right side, squeeze it. The more you can flex the back of the hip, the more the front of the hip's gonna lengthen. Coming out of it, rest the arms down once. And then one more time, hip shift. Reaching up, ribs tucked down and in. Tuck that chin in as well, and then you're gonna lengthen to the side and the option of that gentle rotation, peering up, chin tucked in. Whew. Breathe and release. Beautiful work. All righty, and then we're gonna get ready for some deadlifts. So I want us to do a little toe touch stretch next. So with the feet just underneath those hips, stand tall to begin. Draw your stomach in and then chin to the chest with just a little bend in those knees, not letting them hyperextend. We're gonna slide down towards the feet. Let that head be heavy, looking right between your thighs. Now, if you're someone that has trouble reaching the ground, you might want to shorten your range of motion as we get ready for our deadlifts. On the next inhale, gently come on up. Fantastic. And then our last little exercise before we get ready to begin is just some hip circles. Loosen up those hips and low back. We're going to be working for 3 rounds. We're going to be doing a deadlift. You can do a dip if you want. Today I'm going to show the overhead tricep extension, and then we're going to work our farmer's march. Farmer's march, if you want to hold your weights high, you could also do a front, what we call it our front rack march, whatever you choose. Each round is 5 seconds with a 15. So go ahead and on rounds 2 and 3, I'm going to hold weights on the outer part of my legs. For this first round, we're going to start right between the legs. So standing tall, shoulders back. There we go. And Diana, if you could turn towards the side. Perfect, Sharon. There we go, Kathy. And now I'm going to get into position. Long spine, nice flat back. And when you're ready, push the legs, squeeze the glutes. Standing tall. Excellent. Breathing in, bowing down. Now standing all the way up. Excellent. Good. So Diana, a little bit more bend in those knees. Remember that practice, we're going to really push the hips straight back and now push your knees out just a little bit. Now, typically when the hands get to about the level of the knees, that's when we'll give a little bit more bend to those knees. Bowing down. Yep. Just helps us. There we go. And squeeze those glutes as you stand tall. Breathing in and breathing out. 5 more seconds. Moving with control. And take that pause. Excellent. All righty, 1 weight, 2 weights. Coming up to overhead next, or you can work your dip if you know it. Push-ups are in the recording this week, so if you're not doing the recording and you want to do push-ups here, that's another option. Ribs tucked down and in, and when you're ready, we'll go ahead and begin. Bending at the elbows and extending. I invite you to do this standing, but I'm going to come down to a kneeling position so you can see a little bit better. Excellent. Breathing in as you bend it down, breathing out as you extend up. Nice. 30 seconds in. Now don't go to failure on any of these. So if you're like, I don't know if I can get another rep out of this exercise, then just take a rest early. Don't shame yourself for it. Just listening to your body and take a pause there. That's our 45. All right, and then our last exercise is our march. So light to moderate weights. If you have a little bit more on the heavy side, I recommend holding them down at your sides, shoulders back. We're working that postural strength here. So palms are slightly forward, shoulders are down out of the ears, no shrugging. Think about like an inverse shrug. If you have a little bit lighter weights, you can hold them up at your shoulders. Very good. And either a stationary march, you can even hold these here. If anything's going on and it doesn't feel good to march, you can stand still and work on that midline strength. Fantastic. 10 seconds left. Keep drawing those shoulders back and down. Wonderful. 3, 2, 1, and there's our time. Excellent. Shake it out. And then we're going to get back to the deadlifts. Now I'm going to show you an unevenly weighted. Hold one dumbbell in the left arm, and then on round arm is 2 weights. I keep my feet closer. I have the weights at my side. If I'm working with one, I typically go right between the legs. Midline drawn in, 2, 1. When you're ready, here we go, round 2. And with these unevenly weighted, I want to make sure I keep my hips nice and square. If you feel any tension as you're lowering down, remember you don't have to take it all the way to the floor. Again, you're starting to round through the spine. It's perfect that you're not using weights today, but we want to practice that long spine. I want you to push your hips back more, like you're trying to reach them back towards the chair. Better. Now bend a little bit more at the knees on that lower part. There you go. Breathing in, breathing out. We're almost at 45. Good work, Sharon. And take that pause. Awesome. Upper body push next. Whether you do push-ups, dips, or we're going to push the dumbbell up to overhead. Come here to seated. You're welcome to stay standing. And as soon as you get there, go ahead and begin. Bend and extend. Nice. Good. Squeeze those glutes, especially those of you that are standing tall. There you are. Perfect. I like the modification using the water bottle in place of the weight. Awesome. You can use a lot of household objects. For 30 seconds in. Remember, we're not trying to go all the way to failure. Sometimes you typically will tend to start to compensate your movement pattern. Nice job, Kathy. Looking really solid. Last one. Woo! And shake it out. All right, getting ready for that march. The end of set 2. And similar to that deadlift, I'm going to do an uneven weighted march. I'm going to switch the arms. I'm going to have the heavier weight at my side and the lighter weight up at my shoulder. And then the next round, I'll switch it up. Here we go, friends. Fantastic. Good job. Shoulder back, especially the downside arm. We want to avoid this like hunched posture. So you want to really emphasize open chest, breathing and marching. Good. 15 seconds left. Awesome. Almost there. 5 more seconds. 2, 1, and there's our rest. Awesome. We're going to take 30 seconds this round as we get ready for our final round. Those of you wearing the bands, if you want to let out the air, go ahead and release the air from the bands. Awesome. And then heaviest weights you feel confident with. If you did an unevenly weighted deadlift and or carry, make sure you switch it up this round. All right, a little longer rest. We're going to start in 10 seconds. Draw that stomach in. Hinging at the hips, so pushing the hips and butt straight back. When you get there, go ahead and begin. Third and final round. So keep those solid mechanics, consistent movement and breathing. Your neck in line with the spine. So as I bow down, chin in, looking down, as I stand tall, looking ahead. Wonderful. 30 seconds in, 15 seconds left. Breathing in, breathing out. Well done. 3, 2, 1, and take the rest. Tricep work, push-ups, dips, or finishing with the overhead extension. Alrighty, coming into position. And when you get there, go ahead and start. Nice. You can try to keep the eyes up and forward, just bending and extending through the elbows. Good. Keep those triceps nice and strong. That horseshoe-shaped muscle on the back of the arm. Good. 30 seconds in. Breathe in, bend, breathe out, extend, lock it out. 3, 2, 1, and we're getting ready for our final carry. Here we go. If you had unevenly weighted, make sure you switch it up. So I'm going back to my heavier weight in my right arm, my lighter weight in my left, and 45 seconds has begun. There we go. Maybe just a nice gentle smile, or just imagine what a smile feels like if you can't actually sincerely get yourself to smile right now. As you get near the end of your session, you want to really focus on having that positive reinforcement with the exercise, breathing through it, encouraging yourself all the way to the end. We're 30 seconds in, 10 seconds left. Tall chest, shoulders back. And there's our time. Woo! Well done. Use those strong mechanics as you set your weights down and out of the way. Let's grab a drink of water, and then we're going to get into our cool down stretch. Well done, friends. Let's start with our wall stretch, or I'm going to use the bed here and place my hands. You can use a countertop, or you can push against the wall or the back of the chair, walking the feet back, drawing that stomach in as always to protect that low back, little bend in those knees, and then try to push down into your surface or against your surface. Really trying to elevate and expand the back of that rib cage. So often we only use part of our lung capacity. So the deeper you breathe, the more your body can relax. One more time. Fantastic. Coming up out of that, shake it out for a second. And then we're going to use that surface to stretch our calves as well. Let's step your right foot forward. If you have a chair, if you can anchor your chair against something, then that's going to allow you to push into it a little bit more. Lowering your heel down of the left leg and then push through your arms, drawing the inverted shrug, so lengthen through the neck. Eyes looking right between the hands. And again, trying to use your breathing to now calm that nervous system. Exercise is that intentional stress that we give our bodies. And then we want to not stay in that stress state, but we want to try to relax. When you're ready, step the foot forward and switching sides. So your breath is your friend, not only in exercise classes and fitness, but also just in life. If you find yourself starting to feel tense, taking a moment to pause and connect into your breathing. Very effective in helping to calm anxiety. And just to come back into your body, because it's so easy to get caught up in all the little stresses of our daily life. And oftentimes if we fast forward to the end of our life and look back, it's going to be just little trivial things. Coming forward out of that leg. And now we're going to go back to that toe touch stretch. So coming off your surface, Toes forward, stomach drawn in, and just gently slide on down. If you feel stable enough to do so, you can cross your arms over, kind of grabbing onto the tricep of the opposite arm, tuck the chin in, and then let gravity do its job, pulling the head down, get some space in your neck. Feel free to give a little audible sigh on your exhale. Maybe one more breath here. On your next inhale, slowly come on up. Woo. Very good. And now let's step the feet a little bit wider. Breathing in, stretch the arms nice and wide. And we're going to go into our windmill work here. A little bit of twisting through the spine, reaching your hand towards the opposite knee to start. Sending those hips straight back. And then just gradually work yourself a little bit lower. Maybe reaching for your calf. Squeeze those glutes, stack the shoulders over the hips. And then making your way, depending upon your range of motion, down towards that ankle. Fantastic. Let's go one more time on each side. Even yourself out if you remember where you started. Beautiful. And then when you're ready, make your way down to the floor. We're going to conclude our session on our back. Very nice. Gently rock on back. If you can reach your feet or grab your shins, I call it the frog stretch. You're going to bring the soles of your feet together. Use your elbows to push your knees out. And then just gently draw your heels in towards your groin area. If it feels good, you can just give your body a little gentle side-to-side rock through the pelvis. Keep that head resting back. Good. And then we'll release the feet. Grab on to the front of your right knee. Extend that left leg straight out. Actively try to push that left thigh into the ground. And now you can take your right arm out to the side and use the left hand to draw that right knee over towards that left side. You can either focus on the glute, or if you're comfortable to go into a little bit of a spinal twist here, use your intuition. And then once you get into a position that's comfortable for you, not painful, but just a gentle stretch for that spine, let's breathe 3 more times here. See if you can go back to that in and out the nose. Fantastic. Go ahead and release that leg. In between sides, we're going to go 5 glute bridges. So feet flat on the ground, palms down, head neutral, then just nice and smooth. Lifting the hips up, squeeze the glutes, add a little pause in the top, and then breathing in, relaxing down. Good job. So both lengthening the front of those hips, engaging the back of the body. Try to imagine giving your spine some length as you lift up. Good. About 3 more on your own. Excellent. Last one. And release. Now we're going to extend your right leg straight out, and then we'll balance it out on the left. Interlace the hands. Drawing that knee towards the chest, and then using your right leg as you reach your left arm straight out on the floor. Good. You choose how deep you want to go into that twist, and then you're going to turn the head and neck, looking over your left hand. And breathing here. Fantastic. When you're ready, go ahead and unwind your body. Let's extend both legs straight out, and then start to bring your arms, if you can, reach straight above you up to overhead. Do our teenager stretch. Imagine you're just waking up this morning and you've got a friend If your guardian angels are pulling your wrists over your head, they're pulling your ankles on the other end. You're really getting that space all through your spine. Good. And then when you're ready, rest, bring the arms down. You can either keep the legs straight, or if they feel better bent, you can bend them up. And you might either rest one hand on your abdomen area, one hand on the area of your heart. And then just take a moment. Try to sink into the floor. Feel into your body. And this is one of those brief moments of the day that you can give yourself the gift of grace. Showing yourself gratitude for all the fun activities your body was able to do today. The strengthening, the stretching, all those simple things that add up to give us the vitality and well-being to live a healthy and happy life. All right, friends, take as long as you need. Thanks for moving with me today. We'll see you next time.